Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments. Welcome to episode 211 of the Determined Mom Show. I am your host, Amanda Tento, and I am very excited to be here to talk to you today about how to test the speed of your website. This is a very important metric as far as ranking on Google goes. The reason that you want to make sure that you have a quick website is because Google is going to consider that in whether or not to rank your website. So if your website takes like 6-7 seconds to load, Google's going to say, no, thank you. I actually, in preparation for this podcast, I tested my podcast website, and typically it's something that I do probably every quarter at least. And it looks like I've done some updates lately, and it is at 3.4 seconds, considered a grade C. So on a scale of A through F, I got a C for 3.4 seconds. So your website needs to be super duper fast. It needs to load quickly. The images need to be optimized, all of those things. And this is how you can go about doing it. Step one in checking the speed of your website is to go to a website called gtmetrix.com. And this link will be in the show notes. It's gtmetrix.com. All you have to do is put in the URL of your website and then click test. Sometimes if there's a lot of people testing, it may take a while for it to load. But if there's not a lot of people testing, like I'm doing it on the weekend, so there's not a lot of people using the website right now. It's not in queue or anything. It just got done right away. And very interestingly, it gives you a lot of information. So it may be too much information for you. But really what you want to see is your overall load time. And you want to make sure that your grade is an A. And you always want it to be at least an A. B is okay, but really you want it to be an A because you want your website to be as quick as possible. So it's going to tell you some different things about what your website performance is doing. So first, contentful paint means basically the first time that something is displaying that people can see. And then there's a speed index, largest contentful paint. That's the time that it takes the entire website to load. We have time to interactive, which is how long it takes for someone to be able to use your website, and total blocking time. And this is how much time is blocked by scripts during your page loading process. So if you have a lot of script on your website, it is going to be slowed down by that. A second way to test your website is to go to pagespeed.web.dev and enter your website there. This is actually Google's Page Speed Insights. So this is built by Google, and it will actually tell you your mobile speed as well as your desktop speed. So this is also going to be a really important test for you to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile. If your website is slower on mobile than any other and you get most of your traffic from mobile, that is going to be a huge issue. So all you have to do is go ahead and enter your URL into the little bar that comes up and then click Analyze. And then there are two tabs at the top after it loads, and it's going to have a mobile tab and a desktop tab. So it's going to give you a score for both of your website or both versions of your website because they are different versions. And it's going to let you know what your performance is. So there are 3 different scores that you can get. 0 to 49 means that you really have a lot that you need to improve. 50 to 89 means that it's acceptable, but it's not great. And 90 to 100 means that your client, your potential customer, your website visitor is going to have the best experience with your website. Then desktop is the same score metric. So it also gives you a lot of different scores to look at, a lot of different things to look at. Same thing with the speed index is there. There's also the first contentful paint, the total blocking time. So all of that is on there. All of those numbers we want to see in green and not in red or orange. I guess it's like a yellowy color. So not in red or yellow. We want to see them all in green. Now, if your website is not properly optimized, it's going to give you a list of things that you can do to optimize them. You could go through them one by one and figure it out. We also offer a service where we can actually optimize your website quickly and easily, and it is probably a few days turnaround, but we'll go in, and as long as you give us access to the back end of your website and your server, then we can go ahead and optimize a ton of different things and make it a lot quicker. So I'm actually going to have my team optimize my podcast website because I see the performance has gone way down since I optimized it the last time. And that's something that can happen over time. Your website is not always going to stay optimized if you add content to it, if you add pictures, things like that, but certain plugins, certain strategies that you can use will keep it optimized over time. The whole point of this podcast was to help you learn how to test your website. If you want, you can also just shoot us an email with the URL of your website if you don't have time to do this, and we can send you a speed test report. And you can just email amanda@tdm-marketing.com and we will get that to you. I hope you have a wonderful week and we'll talk to you soon. Let's face it, piecing together a marketing plan with the things you hear, watch, or read online, while tempting, is never a good idea. The truth is, people don't search on social media for your services, and even if they do, they will still be going to Google to check your ratings. By not having a cohesive, proven marketing system, you are leaking clients and customers through giant holes in your customer acquisition bucket. But let's talk about what else isn't working. Posting tirelessly on social media, tracking followers as a business metric for success, paying for ineffective marketing, buying glossy ads in coupon magazines, spending time replying to comments, paying others to manage your social media with no actual sales coming in. So what is going to work? Having a proven marketing system in place will plug every hole in your bucket and allow you to begin to fill up with new customers and to also retain and nurture your current ones. Go to tdm-marketing/6-marketing-musts and download our free guide to 6 marketing musts guaranteed to get you more customers.